This is why the beginning of the process is to learn how to dig, right? How to mine.
I'm nervous about going down into the mines. The last time I talked with the happiest man alive, we agreed to begin an experiment. That experiment is me. I'm trying to achieve the same unbelievable state of happiness that he says he's in. He claims he's worked out a repeatable system that I can use to get there. I'm going to prove him right or wrong by trying this system out on myself. In order to conduct this experiment, he says the first thing I need to do is to learn a skill, the skill of introspection. He calls it mining or digging, and says it's something that happy people are good at. Introspection is the ability to observe yourself, to turn your focus inward and understand your emotions, what causes your mental states, to discover your values, the things that you truly love about life.
Appreciate that there are so many gems, or I call them the diamonds in you, that you have to mine. And the first thing you have to do is to start mining.
That sounds great, but mining is a lot of work with only the hope of a payoff. I've seen mining shows on TV. Some of those guys dig and dig and dig and never find anything. They keep going because they hope to find something very rare and very valuable, like gold. And that gold represents opportunity for the miners, the chance to take their lives in a whole new direction. Where could this take me?
If I took you to a place where you say Amanda is living the best life she cannot think about any change she would make to her day to make it even more enjoyable. She's having an amazing career. She is proud of herself and she is joyful and she surrounded herself with amazing people. And when she's gonna turn 92, just before she dies, she looks back at a life and she said, that was a life worth living. I did it. I'm so proud of myself. Bye-bye. And then she's gone. If you want that, that's the motivation for my theory, my practice, my science.
Yeah, I want that. But a life like that is surely much further down the road. Like those miners on TV, I know it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of prospecting to get to the payoff. And these are just the first few delicate steps. So I need to know a few things before I set off on this journey. I want to call them and figure out where we're going, what to look out for, and how to start mining. From the desk in my bedroom, I'm Amanda Maxim. This is Happiest Man Alive. Find us on the web at happiestpodcast.com. Last time we talked, I said I would become an experiment, and now I'm thinking, what did I agree to do? What are we trying to achieve exactly with this experiment?
On a personal level, I would say trying to get Amanda to be happier and to report back that she is indeed happier. On a macro level, trying to see and judge if this process that we're going through is replicable. So I think we should judge if this could be replicated with other people. And
okay, so you see this as a big experiment.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a little one and a big one at the same time.
It doesn't feel like a little experiment. I'm testing his theory of happiness by trying it out on myself. He thinks he knows the way to happiness and that he can guide me there. But I'd still like to have a look at the map before we go. Can you give me the map?
There is a map. It's a map because it's understanding the nature of who you are and how your mind works, how your feelings work, how your thoughts work, what makes a human being happy and why. That creates principles of operation, the same as physics. And you derive those principles and you follow them.
You're talking about the physics of me?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the system that you think you've worked out?
Yes, step by step, going from one state of mind to a happier state of mind.
What's your system? Lay it out for me.
In broad strokes, first starting like a scientist, observing yourself, not taking anything as a given, to prove to yourself who you are and what makes you happy. The values in your life that you truly value, not things you think you should value or people told you to value or you got used to valuing.
Well, shouldn't I just know that already? Like what it is that I like?
No, you shouldn't. People go through their whole lives never knowing what they truly love, or they forget Because as a kid, you tend to get attracted to the things you love, and you tend to not have any constraints, self-inflicted constraints, and you go out and do it before you hear another no and another no or another you shouldn't. But we forget about it. And it takes a lot of courage to say, no, that's what I like. I don't care about what my culture tells me or my family tells me I should do. That's what I want to do. So the first step is observation, to really reconnect with your passions and the things you love about this life. Then the second phase is, okay, now that we mapped those things, we need to organize them into categories and hierarchies to say this is more important than this, and this is a career goal, and this is a relationship goal, and this is more of a recreational goal. And then we organize it. And the third step is to select the ones you want to pursue consciously and to put everything you have into it. So the fourth step in that system is pursue, go out and do it. And then during this whole process, there's a fifth element that starts in the beginning and is an ongoing one, which is, I call it the monitor stage. You monitor how you're doing. Do you still want the thing you said you want? Are you losing or gaining motivation? If you lose motivation, why is that? What's going on? How are you feeling? What are those feelings that are arising? Do you feel anxiety? If so, maybe you should rest a little bit in the pursuit and go deal with the source of the anxiety. You do this process over and over and over again, and what comes out is more confidence, more self-awareness, more courage to say, my life is mine, and become more and more demanding of yourself, of your environment, your life, because you have a very limited time on this earth.
From the empty parking lot near my house, I'm Amanda Maxim. This is Happiest Man Alive. I'm out here on a walk, listening to the Happiest Man Alive in my headphones. I'm walking up and down the white lines on the ground, following the rivers of tar, trying to reconnect with my passions. This is the point where usually I'd make a joke about how lame that sounds, but I won't. This is serious. I'm experimenting on myself. I'm trying to become happy, like the happiest man alive happy. So I'm taking him seriously, and I'm trying to follow his map, starting with step 1, reconnecting with my passions. He gave me a list of questions to help me get started. You can take a look at the questions yourself. Just go to happiestpodcast.com/questions. Question number 1. I am happy when I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Number 2. I'm fascinated by heroes. I love stories. I love puzzles. Especially love solutions and studying how it was done and the different ways that it could be done. Investigating. I love investigating. In fact, I'm investigating right now and I'm smiling. Let's try some more questions. The most important thing that I possess is my sketchbook. I carry it with me everywhere. I have it with me now. I'm an astrophysicist, so you might wonder, what are you writing in your sketchbook, Amanda? Is it full of your important formulas, like a list of stars? It's not, actually, though. It's filled with my stories and my poems and ideas. Okay. When I was a kid, I loved secret notes. I loved passing secret notes. I loved recording myself and anyone else that I could. My best friend and we would use my dad's camcorder to make documentaries and funny skits and stories, and I still have some of those tapes. Yeah, these things are fun to think about. They make me laugh. It may be easy to spot gemstones in the dirt, but I'm not sure what I'm looking for here. So, happiest man alive, tell me, what is it that I'm looking for?
Truths. Are you trying to identify who you are and what you value? What you're trying to mine is for experiences, for proof of things that made you truly happy, and then collect them. And then you try to really understand what about it attracts you and get as specific as possible. You're trying to mine for diamonds. And when you find it, you'll feel something. You'll feel like this is mine. This is truly mine. Cars and racing, I've loved it since the day I opened my eyes. My mother told me that, and my grandmother told me that, and I had so many model cars that I played with, and I could identify any type of engine with my eyes closed, where a car passed by when I was young. My dad was a mechanic, Maybe that's the reason I got so attracted to it very early. I spent time in his garage and seeing him fix the cars. I don't like fixing cars, but I love driving cars, and I love turning. I love the sensation of turning. You hold it and you say, I've knew it all along, but I forgot about it and I decided it's too risky and I don't have the money for it. So I abandoned it. But racing cars, that's mine. And playing the drums, that's mine. I was banging on pots since I was 3 years old, making a lot of noise. And ideas. I always loved ideas. I argued with my grandmother about the existence of God. And then I argued with my teachers about collectivism versus individualism when I was in an Israeli kibbutz, which is a commune. And then I forgot about it. And I never touched those ideas. I thought they're dangerous. And that is why I went to tech. I forgot about ideas. I forgot about philosophy. I never knew that what I was attracted to had a name. This is how it feels when you rediscover your true values, the things that you've always got attracted to. And then you start thinking about, what do I do with it? But the first step is really observation and recalling what it is that you love about life and explaining to yourself and proving to yourself that the observations are true. Amanda is all about X, Y, Z. And I would challenge you that today, if you sat down and tried to write down what are those things, you might hit some, but you might miss big things.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to miss anything. And so far, I've only got a small pile of dirt to sift through. I've got secret notes, my sketchbook, investigating for this podcast. I know from watching those mining shows on TV that if I want to increase the chances of finding a serious nugget of gold, I need a much bigger pile of pay dirt to sift through. The scientific way to not miss things is to be systematic. So tell me, happiest man alive, this exercise has been fun, but how do I do this more systematically?
Well, first, I think you have a sense, you have enough experience with yourself to see where there are oil signs, right? that area is clearly where my values are. This part, I don't know, I find it stupid, and so don't even go there, right? Yeah. So the systematic way to do it is to start observing yourself now, here and now, and the things you define as good things. This is why the beginning of the process is to learn how to dig. Right? How to mine, okay. Having the tools to mine. And so the first exercise that I recommend doing is logging every day 3 good things. What are those things that happened today that made you happy? The idea is to start putting on paper all the things that make you happy. And slowly, after we do all of that, we'll try to generalize out of them. What are those type of things that make Amanda happy and why? You will learn that some of the things that you write are things that you think are making you happy. But after a lot of introspection, they will stop proving to be a source of happiness. Like, I came back, my boss told me something nice, so it made me happy.
Okay.
But then after a lot of introspection, it's like, why am I even go there? Why am I even close to, to that person? Why am I working in this place? All right. So you have to dig deeper and to understand what truly touches your soul. And as I said, you're looking for the diamonds. They're very deep and they're rare. And once you find it, you feel whole.
You've been listening to Happiest Man Alive. This podcast is produced by me, Amanda Maxim. Thank you, Don Watkins. Find us on the web at happiestpodcast.com. Music and sound was by Poddington Bear, Clankabold, and Flombles. Hey, cool, you're still here. You found the secret message at the end of this podcast. The message is, please subscribe to my podcast. It helps me out and it makes me smile. Thanks.